be a spy, I think. Yeah, yeah. No, yes. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Pijan Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Jamuna Tiro Vanachari Yamuna Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्रोत्र श्री श्रीमद् अभय चरणार विंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शीला प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन ब्यूटी फाउंडर आचार्य शीला प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्रोत्र श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य शीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 10, Chapter 12, Verse number 39. कल 38 कल हमने 39 भी लिया था तो बड़ा होगा। वर्स नंबर 39। सकृद यदंग प्रतिमान मांतर आहिता मनोमयी भागवतीम ददौ गतिम स एव नित्यात्मा सुखानुभूति अभि व्युदस्तो मायोंतर्गतो hi kim punah. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. If even only once or even by force one brings the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead into one's mind, one can attain the supreme salvation by the mercy of Krishna, as did Aghasur. What then is to be said of those whose hearts the Supreme Personality of Godhead enters when He appears as an incarnation, or those who always think of the lotus feet of the Lord, who is the source of transcendental bliss for all living entities and by whom all illusion is completely removed? Purport. The process of receiving the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is described here. Yet Yat Pankaja Palayasya Vilasya Bhaktya. Bhagavatam 4:20-39. Simply by thinking of Krishna, one can attain Him very easily. Krishna is also described as having His lotus feet always within the hearts of His devotees. Bhagavan Bhakti Hridhi Sthitha. In the case of Aghasur, one may argue that he was not a devotee. The answer to this is that he thought of Krishna for a moment with devotion. Bhaktyaham ekaya grahya. Without devotion, one cannot think of Krishna. And conversely, whenever one thinks of Krishna, one undoubtedly has devotion. Although Aghasu's purpose was to kill Krishna, for a moment Aghasu thought of Krishna with devotion. And Krishna and his associates wanted to sport within Aghasur's mouth. Similarly, Putana wanted to kill Krishna by poisoning him, but Krishna took her as his mother because he had accepted the milk of her breast. Swalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Bhagavad Gita 240. Especially when Krishna appears as an avatar, anyone who thinks of Krishna in his different incarnation, Ramadi Murtishu Kala Niyamena Tishthan, and especially in his original form as Krishna, attain salvation. There are many instances of this, and among them is Aghasur, who attained the salvation of Sarupya Mukti. Therefore, the process is Satatam Kirtayanto Mam Yatantascha Dhridavrata. Bhagavad Gita 9:14. Those who are devotees always engage in glorifying Krishna. Advaitam Achyutam Anadi Ananta Rupam. When we speak of Krishna, we refer to all his avatars such as Krishna, Govinda, Narayan, Vishnu, Lord Chaitanya, Krishna Balram and Shama Sundar. One who always thinks of Krishna must attain Vimukti, special salvation as the Lord's personal associate, not necessarily in Vrindavan, but at least in Vaikunta. This is called Sarupya Mukti. Om Ajnana Timirantasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangun Langayati Girim Yat Kipatham Mande Shri Guru Dina Taranam Vanchagal Patruvesha Kipas Induvaicha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. One who always thinks of Krishna must attain Vimukti, special salvation, as the Lord's personal associate. So yesterday at the end we were discussing what is Vimukti, and Prabhupada is so nice. In the purport he mentions that special salvation, yes, Vimukti. It's not just liberation, but it's special liberation as the Lord's associate. Not necessarily in Vrindavan, but at least in Vaikunta. This is called Sarupya Mukti. So the glories of focusing on Krishna is mentioned over here by Shukdev Goswami, that even if one or even by force one brings the form of the Supreme Lord into one's mind, one can attain the supreme salvation by the mercy of Krishna, as did Aghasur. So Haribhasha Prabhu was mentioning that not necessarily because of our chanting, because of our determination, the Lord is bound to it. So then the question arises, then how do we attain Vrindavan? The answer is given that because the intention is to please Krishna. Yes, the intention is to please Krishna, and Krishna is Bhavagrahi Janardana. He himself says that he is sold to his devotees. So a person who comes to Krishna with an intention to please him and serve him, yes, the intention to please and serve, Samsiddhir Haritoshanam, to please Krishna, yes, whether we are distributing books, whether we are managing the temple, whether we are giving a class, whether we are doing kirtan, whether we are doing deity dressing or arati on the altar, or administration, whatever it is, Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. If the intent is to please Krishna, that whole activity comes into devotion. Why? Because the intention from the beginning is to please Krishna. Yes, and that's why when we stay at home also, Maharaj was explaining how everything can be in connection to Krishna is that when we are even taking care of the children or a husband and a wife or taking care of the body by, for your health purposes also, the intention should be ideally is that this is Krishna's body. Yes. It belongs to Krishna. It is Krishna's property. So, and as a duty, as a servant, it is my duty to take care of it nicely. Yes. Because Krishna would be happy if I take care of it nicely. Why do we need to take a bath in the morning? Sometimes people skip it. I've seen now Indians have also turned to that part of the West where they take a bath at night and then they take the next bath the next night. They'll sleep and then they'll just get up and go for work. They'll be moving around the whole house without taking a bath, going into the kitchen, whatever it is. And then they'll do, if they have to do some puja, they'll do it in the evening. If it is a special occasion, then only they'll take a bath in the morning. And I was like, wow. We cannot even think about that. Yes, maybe you might be in bed for some time, maybe 4 hours, maybe you go to the gym before, but then you still take a bath, right? In the morning, somewhere you'll take a bath. But for a person who's doing deity worship or coming to the temple, it has to be done. So the intention, that's why Archana Paddhati, Vigraha Seva is important. Why? There is no escape. Because of that, then the body remains healthy. That's how Krishna is taking care. Even though we might not have the intention to please Krishna by that process, but because it is to follow the process, it gives good results. Yes. So, that's why, but somebody can do it without the intention to please Krishna. Then that becomes a smartha. Yes, a smartha brahmana. He is not a Vaishnava. Why? Because the intention is not to please Krishna. That's why Mayavadis, impersonalists, they're different. Nirvishesha Shunyavadis. They're different. They might follow the same process. But to bring the form of the Supreme Personality into one's own mind and then to please Krishna, because Krishna is happy by that intention, then he gives his mercy. That's why somebody might follow the same Hare Krishna chanting, but not necessarily they have the same realizations as a person who's trying to do it for Krishna. There's a vast difference. And that is actually very, because we come from the Hindu background or some pious background, at least I don't. But when we come from those Indian backgrounds at least, whether pious or impious, but Indian backgrounds, we get used to this. We just change, the way we do things now. And we become proud that, this is the most wonderful thing, this is the most right thing, and then we do it. But because to please Krishna is not there, that intention is not there, that why am I doing it? Why am I cooking for my family? Why am I cooking? Is it to please Krishna or is it to give something to my family members? If that is the intention, just to give them something, then we don't get 100% result of that bhakti. It's not that because we wore a kanthi mala, now whatever I do is devotional. No, it doesn't. It's a very, and that's why bhakti is transcendental, because until and unless we have that intention, it's not there. We might get some benefit. So that's why these rules to offer Krishna, to give bhoga, to eat only prasad, to honor only prasad, yes, to come to the temple, to come at least, on Sunday feast, for festivals, very important. Why? Because we are not advanced. The problem is that we think we are advanced. Yes, people like me, they start thinking we are advanced and we don't need these things. And then it's a very slippery slope from there. And I've seen it in my life. It's a very slippery slope. You start, it's like, as soon as, after being over here for, let's say, the whole year, right? Almost 5 months and all, 6 months, 8 months. And then I used to go to India for 3 months. And then you're with your relatives. So you just took out the Sunday feast out, right? Then you took out seva, whichever you might be, or you're giving the class or something like that. Any kind of seva, maybe just talking to devotees. Everything you take out, and then you are in your relatives' zone, Then they are not usually devotees. Maybe you might be strong, maybe you have influence over them. And then you can do whatever you want. And nobody's there to judge. Even if I don't do my rounds, who's going to say anything over there, right? There's nobody to gossip that, oh, see, dekho, he didn't do it, he didn't do that, he didn't do this. And at least for that gossip, you won't do it. Something like that. So nobody's there to judge and all. But as soon as you start being over there, you start associating, slowly and steadily, the desires start changing. We start appreciating things which were never to be appreciated in those 8 months, which you might be over here. So weird. And I used to think that, oh wow, this is not my place. Slowly and steadily you start thinking this is not your place. Sense gratification, that is going on anyways. But at this level, that's too much. That's too much. I cannot just continue doing this. So that's why doing it for Krishna in the association of devotees, these all rules are there so that we can sustain, And then there is our own effort, the endeavor to actually please Krishna. That intention to please Krishna again and again in the head, training our mind that this is for Krishna, this is not for me. I want to please Krishna, maybe through my singing, maybe through my playing, maybe through, giving a class, maybe through buying something, maybe through, cleaning the temple. But if that intention is not there, if that dynamic intention is not there, that why am I doing this? Am I just doing it because I have to do it now? Then there is no rasa. There is no reciprocation. Why? Because Krishna doesn't have to reciprocate because I am a devotee. He will reciprocate to the point because the Guru has accepted, Srila Prabhupada has accepted. So that's why he will reciprocate to that point. But if that effort is not there, that's why after many, many years, it becomes very stagnant. It is not remaining dynamic anymore. At least the bhajan is not dynamic. Maybe externally it is dynamic. Yes. Externally I might be, helping in festivals, maybe, helping with the abhishek or even cleaning, this and that. But I might just start doing it for prestige. Why? Because, if I don't do this, then people won't look at me. It won't be nice. Saying it out loud hits it so bad. But actually, that's the truth. Till the time we are pure devotees, we don't become pure devotees like, the sannyasis and all. It's very difficult to give up power, prestige and status. Very difficult. Yes. Somebody will say something that, we had gone to that canyon lake and I know that person won't hear this class. So, and we were just sitting over there. And then I was sitting in front of these new people who had come. And some Mataji had told me that you sit with them, because they are of similar to your age and all. I'm like, okay. And dealing with new people is actually a very difficult task for me until and unless they show some interest. Otherwise, I just can't go and talk. Very difficult. But then I was just sitting over there and just listening to their conversation, just adding something. And then I'm like, I was just asking, you didn't come for Janmashtami or Radhashtami? Like, no, we did not know about it and all. But then this person was like, no, I came, for Janmashtami. There are so many people. I came even for Radhashtami. And then he was telling this friend that, see, I showed you this video, right? How, about the flower festival and all. And then you're like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And then this person was saying, yeah, 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 and this and that. And then this person was like, yeah, I saw the chaos. I saw so much rush. My God, I think, and this is the line this person said. And that is when, usually you will be hearing what? You expect that, oh wow, it was so nice and all. And then this person said, yeah, there was so much chaos. It will be difficult for me to be there, There's so many people. And at that moment, I was still okay. And then they were like, yeah, maybe the organizer should do things properly so that the crowd is controlled and all. And at that moment, at least right now, I'm laughing. But at that moment, I was like, what? And it naturally came from my heart. Then I think one Prabhuji said that, no, this is the person who does it, something like that. And I was like, yeah, everything was good, but it might be more managed properly, So somebody senior coming and telling me is a different thing, and some random person who's not even visited the temple coming and saying is totally different, right? And so this person said it, and in my heart, I was like, what why would they say this? They have not attended. And then you give these so many reasons. And then I said, no, it was nice. I liked it. And then maybe if you were there, it would have been different. Something like that I said. And then later onwards, I was thinking that, oh wow, you start getting so attached. Yes. You start thinking that, oh, because I'm not doing a good job, that means now it's on my ego. And should I be affected? Should I not be affected? Even though it might be a very small thing, the thing is that you're getting materially attached. And that's not good. But how to not get materially attached? Prabhupada writes over here, yes, taking shelter of Krishna. Yesterday I was hearing Haldar Maharaj's class, and again he said, my Gurudev, like Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj used to say only one thing, whatever problem, only two things he used to say. Chant nicely and pray to Krishna nicely. That's it, nothing else. There is no third instruction he gave, whatever problem it might be. And I was thinking that it is such a eye-opening thing after so long, or not so long, whatever it is. Like, I'm not chanting properly. And that's why I have all these problems, of pride, envy, ego, greed, status issues. Oh, this person didn't say anything to me. As an etiquette, yes. But to demand it, no. It might be two different things. Like Maharaj, Romapad Swami Maharaj, when he said that, it is basic etiquette that you should know. So he's not saying it because he wants to, be, having that status. If you've seen him, he comes, he goes. That's how. It's like there is no, then, this and that and this and that. I was like so detached. I am not detached at all, And that's such a wonderful thing. Whenever he comes, it's always a scene. Whether there is in that class, we had gone to ASU, right? I don't know if Mataji were there for that Navratra one. No, I think you were not there. No, you were there. When Rajesh Prabhu, Sham Gopal Prabhu, and they were there. And then you had brought, because you were told that you have to come at 5 o'clock, remember? And it actually started at 6 or something. And then he mentioned one thing, and it was so wonderful. He said that, yeah, whether 5 people or 10 people, it does not matter. And then, but we are so attached. For Radhashtami also I was thinking that, oh, it's a Memorial Day weekend, nobody will show up. Yes, I spoke to her. Right? Memorial Day, nobody will show up. And it's like, yeah, whatever. At least it will be an intimate gathering. We'll be happy. We'll be happy with our own devotees, That would be fine. It's fine. Because always this thing, one devotee actually tells me, it's fine, nobody shows up. So what? They don't know the importance. But we all are there, right? 10 people are there. So it's fine. But I'm like, even after, it's not even, it's literally self-gratification if you see it materially speaking. Yes, after it shows, it's like, even then people don't understand. They don't even know how to live materially. That's sad. Spiritually, you don't know, that's another level. But materially also, you don't know how to enjoy. That's just sad. Even amongst devotees, like, yeah, it's sad. But the point I was making is that, but yeah, you start getting attached. And I was thinking that, yeah. And then you said, right, so many people showed up. I'm like, and then when you don't think that you're doing it for the people, right? And then when things happen, you understand it is the Lord's mercy. Yes? It's Srimati Radharani and Madhav Hari's mercy that they want to do these things and we don't get attached. Yes? And that's how it should be for everything. Not only that part. Because I cannot control the crowd, that's why I had to surrender. But the things I control, I am not surrendering. That's so bad. And over here, that's why it's saying, Yat pada pankaja padasya vilasya bhaktya. Simply by thinking of Krishna, one can attain him very easily. Why is it easy? Because you're just thinking about Krishna. You're not thinking about yourself. Right? And that's why when these services are given by seniors also, like Mataji mentioned that you should still do it. But when we have these services, that's when we get to know so many problems are there in the heart. Externally, people might not see it. Nobody can see anybody's heart and see their problems. But the thing is that when we are introspective, then we see what is the problem. And as soon as we start seeing the problem, we try to make amends, try to pray, try to chant, so that Krishna will reveal that next time it shouldn't happen. We shouldn't be proud of what we are doing. Yes, we should be proud about our acharyas. That we are in such a great sampradaya that I'm so proud that nobody can come near the philosophy. Then to actually defend my Gurujan and then Srila Prabhupada's how should I say, prestige, what do you say, integrity, that aspect of it, respect, then I should fight for that. I should be proud in that, not in myself. I should be proud that I belong to this sampradaya. Yes, and there is no other greater than this. There's Haldar Maharaj says this again and again. Because we do not have that, we cannot make progress in bhakti. We might say that we are chanting always, but there is no anugatya. Yes, there is no anugatya, there is no pride, there is no attachment to the Gurujans and to Srila Prabhupada. For what it's materially speaking also, they have done so much for us. Forget about spiritually. That is like incomprehensible. We cannot fulfill the debt at all. So those things, yes, we should be proud. But to be proud about yourself that you gathered some people and then that's why because you're great because of that. No. Because you hit this tune and that's why I am now this and that. I am this, that. And that's why I should get respect. Why are people not giving me respect? Yeah, it's very difficult. That's why Shamami Mataji says that Trinadapi Suni Chena is so difficult. But at the same time, how can we develop Trinadapi Suni Chena? Haldar Maharaj says only one way is attentive chanting. I usually do not say this because I don't do that at all. But there is no other process. By continually actually reminding ourselves that this is the only method, somewhere I will start, at least start to actually focus on at least one round. Then 16 rounds may be a different thing, but at least one round. Then Krishna might be pleased. Then he might go on the second one. Yes. Otherwise, there is no hope. We might do so many services, but if our chanting is not going nicely, then there is a big problem. And there's a big problem in my chanting, definitely. And that's why I think, again, I'm going to miss Maharaj's retreat. I don't know if he's giving this time japa retreat, or but again I'm going to miss it. It's in December usually, right? So yeah, so these things, yeah, maybe I should attend online, definitely. But these things are so important, yeah, those so important. We'll stop here today. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.